Did you ever notice in the first season of Gilligan's Island, the professor and Marianne were referred to as the rest?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell is that? The movie star and the rest. Isn't that a little bit weird?
Oh, it's insulting.
There are only two more characters left to mention.
They were not top characters, I guess, in the beginning. They were written as aside.
Yeah, written in together, and both of the little nautical steering wheels with their faces, and it was two of them.
Yeah.
I've got some info about that a bit later, but the rest seems like it would be more than just two people.
Obviously, their agents, everyone didn't like it. They made the singers change it.
I got it, and then I want to surprise you with what I found out. That'll be a little bit later.
Oh boy.
What I'd like to do is you too, Chris. Right? Here's a little something from our hair days.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
That Rogue Alley, man, that's Hollywood 1991.
That's crazy. I don't know where you found that. But I'm Roger Yale. This is my twin
Let's
brother,
see.
Chris Yale.
My name is Chris. I found that in my computer.
Wow. We're the Yale Brothers.
There's also a really cool video.
Oh, yeah. We'd have to share that sometime.
Yeah.
I'm Roger Yale, as I said. This is my twin brother, Chris, a couple minutes older, a little crankier.
Wiser.
2
minutes.
Wow. We call ourselves performing songwriters, and we're coming to you from...
Among other things.
Oh, yeah. We're coming to you from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yes. We're down here in South Carolina surviving this COVID-19. They just opened the beaches back up Friday. But today, man, it was packed. Don't know if I'm quite ready for this from a personal health perspective, but I guess commerce-wise, hopefully everyone behaves themselves. The store we work at is Tinderbox here in Myrtle Beach. It's a cigar shop. Been going on forever.
Oh, God. Most people probably remember, if they're boomers like us, used to go into malls, and there was like a Tudor-style facade on these little cigar shops all over the country in malls.
Yep. My father-in-law started it, first franchise in the Mid-Atlantic region. But anyway, that's a different story. But I've been working for him since 1992. I got laid off from Capitol Records, and we moved here, and here we are.
Yeah, Chris moved here in '92, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I just said that.
If you started working for Jim in '92, I suppose you moved here then.
Oh,
I was a holdout. I moved here in 2005.
Turning him up. Go ahead.
And we'll be talking about Dirty Myrtle, as they call it, quite a bit, of course. But this is also known as the Grand Strand. It's 60 miles of beaches in coastal Carolina.
Very linear, but I mean, it's, everybody comes down. Everyone basically from the East Coast comes down here. It's a destination. It's a resort town. And being a resort town with this virus thing going on, it basically killed it, just like everywhere else in the world. But service industry and all that got hit pretty hard. We got hit pretty hard. We all sting.
However, it's a good time to start this podcast, though.
I suppose so.
If I have to look at you and talk to you.
You don't have to look at me.
Oh, I can
turn around.
I can look away.
Just look out the window. We'll redo that. We'll reconfigure you.
I just saw your friend and neighbor, local musician here, walking his dog.
Yep. Tom Hanlon.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
The song you just heard was, as Chris said, was an original called City of Pain. That was from a band we had long ago called Rogue Alley.
Yep.
Hollywood.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, here we are. We're still doing the music thing, and, we're scratching out a living and all that, the rest of us. So we're born in Miami. We moved to Hollywood in the 70s, mid-70s. We conned our dad into letting us go to high school out there when we were visiting him one summer.
We had to get permission from Mom, who was you have to go to Catholic school.
Oh, that didn't last long.
It didn't last when we realized there were no girls there.
Yeah, but we went... But,
and the grades, and they were strict with the studies.
Yeah. I liked algebra so much I took it twice.
Yeah. We ended up in 3 high schools. I know we talked about that. It's later on, but that's awesome. And of course, we're boomers.
Oh,
but we had a good time in Miami. But we can really say we came of age in Hollywood, and it was a perfect time. I like to say it was still scuzzy.
Yeah, I think it was beautifully grungy, and it hadn't yet been gentrified, and that's when it was all fun. We could roam around and do whatever we want in the crazy back streets and streets of Hollywood, and everyone was doing what they wanted to do, and it was perfectly safe, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, no one messed with us. I don't see any reason for them to mess with us.
No, it was cool.
Little geeks on these little plastic skateboards.
Yeah, and later we could just basically roaming around.
Oh, yeah, so
you could get into as much trouble as you want. It was all there, trust me.
Yeah, it still is, but it's franchised.
But now there's a Build-A-Bear right next to the Chinese theater. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Strange.
Our time was a magical time, and I'd like to say that literally, because our stomping ground was at the foot, listen to this, the foot of the Hollywood Hills at Franklin and Orange, in and around a little 40-unit hotel called the Magic Hotel, which is still there. It's now called the Magic Castle Hotel.
Yep. Our father, Carl, managed the hotel for a long time, starting about 1974. He died in 1984, so it was a decade run pretty much.
Yeah.
He fell into the opportunity. He wasn't a manager, and he wasn't in the hospitality business. He was a song and dance guy and a comedian from the music hall days in first of all, South Africa, and then moving to London. He also had a publishing company.
Yeah, it was called Yale Music back in the day. Real Tin Pan Alley style. He was kind of a vaudevillian.
Tap dancer, all that.
Oh, yeah, he made us take tap lessons.
Oof, big mistake.
But and he's had the kindest heart. And in those 10 years at the Magic, a lot of people used to call it the Magic. He transformed that little place into a haven for actors, theater people, creatives of all stripes. I suppose while trying to keep the prostitutes out.
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, depends if it was slow, whatever.
Yeah.
We didn't rent by the hour.
No, in fact, it wasn't a hotel that you just like stay for a couple days. These were little.
Well, you could,
but there were suites and people lived there for years.
Oh yeah.
One in particular was there forever.
Who? Joe Musso?
Yes.
Joseph Musso, who worked for Irwin
Allen Productions. Yep. He did all the storyboards and stuff for things like the Towering Inferno, stuff like that.
Yeah, just for instance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a cool little community, just kind of a biosphere in the middle of Hollywood. It was close, but its own little community. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and it's right there where the Magic Castle, we were in and around where the Magic Castle was, too.
Yeah, owned by the same guy. He owned the whole hill, including the Yamashiro.
Yeah, the Yamashiro was there like the Toto's Africa rises like a mistress above the city, the Yamashiro. God. That place almost got torn down during the war, but people painted over all the Japanese art. And Tom Glover, who my dad worked for, owned it at that time. They discovered when they were remodeling it, all the beautiful, ornate Japanese art.
Oh, yeah. It was a house.
Yeah. So the Magic Hotel also, a lot of chorus people my dad had there. And
national touring companies, rock stars, all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah. Actors. Of course, magicians, because the Magic Castle was 2 buildings down. Chris, you're more familiar with the castle. Give us an idea.
It's a private club for magicians, one of the most exclusive and famous magic clubs in the world. But everyone that came to town, most everyone that didn't have a place somewhere else would stay at the Magic. And I was a 12-year-old, 13-year-old magic geek. I try to meet all of these guys and get them to teach me a trick. And most all of them were very, very gracious. Man, it was a lot of fun. I wish I had some of those things. I lost all the magic stuff.
I don't recall any magicians shouting you down and chasing you, telling you to get out of here.
No.
Yeah, we had the chance to get into the castle, which is very exclusive. We got in there a lot. Chris more than me, but it wasn't
not much. Yeah,
no, but enough.
Yeah, enough of it already.
Yeah, but you're right. Dad wasn't a hotel manager, but his career was basically as an entertainer and songwriter was over before we were born, and. He kept talking. I mean, we had an Uncle Roger who really wasn't our uncle. He was Dad's kind of showbiz partner. But what a life. What a life with those old men.
Yep. Very interesting. And in the 70s, Hollywood, you could still see some of the really old stars walking around or driving around. Interesting. Anyway, but we knew every nook and cranny of that little hotel. And it was right next door to what's now the Highland Gardens. Used to be the Landmark, still kind of a similar type of deal over there, little community, but a little more rockish. But Janis Joplin actually hung out there, and unfortunately she died there.
Yeah, that was right across the street on the other side of the Magic.
Yep, right next door.
By the way, there's a really cool documentary about that place.
Yep.
Camp Hollywood.
Yeah, it is. I highly recommend it if you like stuff like that. But we worked the switchboard, cleaned rooms, checked people out at the front desk. Man, we started young. And the funny thing is, you could jack into the switchboard. I know as kids, you could just click on and just hear anything anyone was saying. I know that's totally illegal.
Yeah,
but,
and that
my
was
God.
It was like a Lily Tomlin style one ringy switchboard.
You press a button to ring it, so you could ring any kind of pattern you wanted.
Yeah, you could eavesdrop, and we were.
I'm not saying I eavesdropped.
We were young, and we didn't
12,
privacy. What's privacy when you're 12? But it was so old fashioned. There was a kind of phone call then called a Hobic, HOBIC call, where you have to call if someone from a room wanted to make a long distance call. You'd have to call the Hobic operator and say, "This is a Hobic call for room such and such."
Oh, you didn't have to call back with the charges.
Yeah,
oh, man, that is old.
The operator would call back with the charges. That's really weird, and then you bill them to the room. God, that's low tech.
Oh man, yeah,
it was awesome. But remember, Dad.
So where are we in all this, man? A lot of Dad and a lot of Glover and a lot of the hotel.
Well, speaking of Dad, eventually he built us a really cool rehearsal space in the parking garage of this place.
Oh yeah, that's true. We went to Miami to visit our mom and family. When we came back, they had built us a cool rehearsal studio downstairs. And that's where the fun began. I'll tell you what, that's where all our formative stuff happened. Other than when we used to rehearse at Mystic Sound Studios. Doug Moody was the founder of Mystic Records. And later Mystic was kind of a mecca for punk indie stuff. But before that, it was just basically a recording studio they could press records for you or whatever. But, actually a little bit of Led Zeppelin 2 was recorded there. Funky old studio with the real echo chambers underneath and all that. Yeah. Similar to the stuff they have underneath the Capitol Tower. Just the concrete and the reverb. It was beautiful. But we had the run of the place there. My dad was friends with them, and they let us basically have the run of the place.
Yeah.
Rehearse in an old funky office that was cluttered with all kinds of cool things, including an old Hammond B3 and just all kinds of bric-a-brac and mementos and things.
I swear to God, I didn't know what that piece of furniture was next to me. It was a damn Leslie.
Oh yeah, I know.
Oh my God. Did we even try to mess with the organ? I don't think so.
I did once when it was set up in the studio.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know what a Leslie was.
No, I don't think I didn't know anything. I didn't know from a Leslie. Leslie West?
Leslie McEwen.
Oh, my. Oh, God, that's another. All these names Rogers drop. I don't want it to be too name droppy, but we're going to get know these stories. They're amazing. To me, anyway. Maybe a few of you might enjoy it.
Yeah, I think
Some of our friends in Hollywood, we're going to try to get you on the line here. Not today, but...
Yeah, but there's so many of us, the boomers who grew up at that time. They have distinct stories to tell. That they're all their own.
Oh yeah.
And I hope we can connect with you guys here, but
not music.
Film, music, creatives, but just kids growing up there. And that's awesome. Of course, we're not just going to talk about that, but
ups, downs,
all arounds,
drugs, spirituality,
yeah,
all kinds of things.
Perfect.
Anyway, I don't know.
I'd like to have conversations with our friends from back in the day, swap stories about how it was.
Oh, I bet everyone's lining up right now, dude.
Yeah.
In the line that says, "Please don't call me. Please don't call me."
Yeah, exactly.
We're looking at you, Jimmy. We're going to call you.
And then, of course, we'll have music from various stages of our lives.
Yeah, I mean, because we're still writing, and we have lots of music we want to just share with you guys, and maybe even do some record live.
Yeah,
not just play you something. We could have our instruments set up here.
That would be fun. I get to look at you again. And
you don't have to look at me.
Can I put it here? I look out the window.
Well, he's pointing. He doesn't. Yeah, you can put it there. Yeah, that's perfect. Look out my window by my writing desk.
I know we thought we'd be went to 3 high schools, dicked around at LACC, but I believed, I can't speak for Chris. used to carry around copies of Rimbaud. You know, like
Oh, that's later, man.
yeah, but
That's Morrison's fault.
yeah. My drinking's Morrison's fault too. I don't drink anymore. But after I read "No One Here Gets Out Alive,"
man.
I thought that's how it had
Thank
to be.
you, Danny Sugarman.
Deliberately started drinking just to get fucked up. Never to taste it.
Well, I find that normal personally, but to get a buzz. But
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Drinking Boilermakers at the park up near.
come on,
Mulholland.
man. We're teenagers.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, some people never grew out of it.
I didn't.
I'm still haven't.
Oh boy. But we thought we'd be rock stars. I can't speak for Chris, but we thought, that would happen. Unfortunately,
We didn't care. We were going to be doctors.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we lived the life, right, but failed to put in the actual work. I'm not saying we didn't put in work.
We had some real damn good opportunities, but come on, let's move on. We'll talk about some stupid things.
I hope so. I want to hear about all your stupid things. But we played a lot of cool places, including, obviously the Sunset Strip, places like Gazzarri's, the Central, which became the Viper Room.
The Whisky, the Roxy,
Yeah.
all that stuff, man.
Exactly. Even a weird little place for our first gig on Ventura Boulevard called the Blah Blah Cafe.
Oh, I'll find some stuff from that, but that was a great place.
Oh man, it was a very good little venue.
Anything else you want to drop here?
No, but I'd love to. I think it's cool to give like a time capsule play.
That's true. We're
music and all that.
we're kind of laying the foundation, but we will get to the present.
There's so much to talk about, man. I'm just happy to be sitting here with you doing this. I mean, we spend a lot of time together, but we don't do this, and I think this is important.
Oh yeah, well, we just want to share this stuff and talk about all that cool old stuff and new stuff.
Sure, like we're not just talking about them. We're not just looking back. Talking about now.
We're talking to each other, basically. If you guys want to listen in, feel free.
My brother accuses me of being on all the time when I could just be talking.
He is on all the time. Trust me.
I mean, I'm performing when I'm talking to Chris and I see someone. I try to make it more interesting so they could hear what I'm talking about.
It's like, man. Yeah. Anyway, that's the difference of our personalities, I suppose.
That's how God made me.
Oh.
Oh my God. Well, I'm excited about what's going to hopefully be a nice conversation.
I think it'll be interesting anyway.
Yeah.
If we're having fun, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to have you guys with us. Hopefully we'll connect with all of you fellow boomers, too, and everyone else.
Just boomers?
No, okay, boomer.
Oh, man. I mean, is that what's going on here?
No. Now, thank you for being with us. Closing out, we talked about the Gilligan's Island thing.
Oh, and Darian Sahanaja playing that incidental music. Yeah, that's another story.
All these names, everything will dovetail, and expect to hear random. Expect for the random to make sense if you stay with us. Some people like to have that Ginger versus Mary Ann thing, but it always bothered me.
Take them both.
If
they'll have you.
Well, if that's what you like.
I can go somewhere with this.
We wanted to know why the professor and I wanted to know why they got shafted in the first season. Man,
it's
ridiculous. Like, and the rest. There's only two more people.
How hard would it have been to just immediately put the professor and Mary Ann?
Yeah, and they did finally because
people started bitching. Man, it was obviously unfair. Like everyone else got top billing. That sucked.
That does. And some sources say the professor and Mary Ann
you're going to tell us
secondary characters. What kind of bullshit is that? If it wasn't for the professor,
there were only 7 of them.
They really never got off the island, did they? How did it end? I forgot. Did they get off?
Oh, no.
Off. I'm sure they got off on the island.
Oh, but, little buddy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What kind of bullshit is that, though? Mary Ann and the professor. Anyway, I knew that it wasn't just me, and if a quick Google of this stuff will reveal something. So I found something on metv.com. And this encapsulates
here we go.
But listen to this. Here we go. MeTV.com. The theme song to Gilligan's Island is most likely among the most sung songs that ever blared from TV sets. but most likely when you sing it, you're singing a different tune than the theme that played in the show's first season.
In black and white, no doubt.
Oh, yeah. Not only does that version not end with the Professor and Mary Ann, but it stops short after the movie star to simply refer to the rest on the island. By now, we all know who the rest refers to, but it was Bob Denver, the actor who played Gilligan, who gallantly insisted the full cast appear in the credits and have a part in the song. Do you want to read another paragraph of this?
Go ahead.
You'd think it's a silly thing, but it turned out to be much more complicated than anyone expected to make those changes that Denver was suggesting. Why?
Because, I'll tell you why, because brass.
I want to hear what your theory is before I go on.
Just studio politics.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Agents.
Yeah.
Managers. Ego.
Yeah, it's
pretty
weird.
much, man.
The little insular television community.
Oh,
well,
Lord.
Listen to this. It goes on. Apparently, it was in Tina Louise's contract that she appeared last in the credits.
Oh, that figures. I don't know why that figures.
It's funny.
Man.
That stipulation really throws off the rhythm of the whole theme song, if you know it, which is likely why Schwartz made it, meaning Sherwood Schwartz.
Yeah.
The rest instead of naming the two characters. So it made sense to show Tina Louise in the credits.
Oh, my goodness.
But Gilligan thought it was too ridiculous a reason.
Is that Dobie Gillis?
Yeah. And he stuck his neck out even further for his castmates, personally getting the whole thing ironed out so that by season 2, the entire cast appeared in the opening credits and the song was sung the way you remember it today.
Well, it's a brilliant little quick change, man.
Syncopation. Professor and Mary. And the rest sounded dumb anyway.
No, it was
how many
contrived.
People? Yeah, but how many people sat around a room and go that? The Professor and Mary.
Everybody that I know that knows that show, that's how it is.
But I was stunned when I saw an old one. It said, and the rest.
Yeah, when I first saw that, I said, man, something's not fair here.
Yeah.
But you're a liberal.
Later referring to each other.
What? Are you a commie or something, man?
No, you got to include everyone, man.
I know.
Don't be afraid of
equality, baby.
Don't be afraid of the others.
Oh, don't be afraid of the rest. Accept the rest.
Yes,
really accept the rest.
Accept the rest. But later, referring to each other as the rest became an inside joke between the Professor and Mary Ann. So you can rest assured there were no hard feelings. But that was weird. I know that they were secondary characters. Some other sources say that, but there's the story.
Man, that is awesome. Anyway, we're just shooting a few ideas around, and hopefully someone will get some benefit from this. If not, it's quite cathartic, but it might get me out of my shell. I don't usually have much to say, especially about whatever was.
But do you have a word for that? Sounds like Fred Mertz.
I don't know the pronunciation. Welshmers?
Welshmertz.
Yeah.
Welshmertz.
World weary? Are you accusing me of being world weary?
No, I don't. Don't accuse me of schadenfreude.
Ennui. Listen, man, this is above my pay grade now with all this.
Yeah, fancy talk.
Fancy talk.
Hey, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you next time, hopefully.
Yep.
You can find us on Facebook as The Yale Brothers. Yale Brothers.
Yeah, for now. And
if you'd like to get in touch with us, we're yalebrothers@gmail.com.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Take care, guys.
I'm Chris.
I'm Roger.
We're the Yale Brothers. Oh, my goodness. I'll talk to you. See you later. Nice talking to you today, man.
Likewise, dude.
All right, take it easy, bro.
All right.